family. Welcome to I'm Woke. I'm your host, Emelina Calder. In today's video, we're going to do an Akashic Records live stream where I'm going to download in whatever messages they have for you guys today, but it's specifically, the topic is the Akashic Records, what they don't tell you, like what you won't know about it. If you're new to my world and my channel, my name is Emelina Calder. I'm a psychic medium and Akashic Records coach, teacher, guide, practitioner, reader. I help people access their soul data, their soul blueprint, and get in alignment with who they are in their true, authentic nature, both in the soul and reworking the human stuff through life coaching and personal branding coaching, which always comes down to how the human expresses themselves naturally. Anyway, so I post a lot on, everything I post is personal and spiritual development oriented. If that's your vibe and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to invite you to be a part of this little soul tribe community and vibe. So go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. We'll get all the things out like this video. Drop a comment below. Let me know what resonates or what you're going through, or if you've heard of the Akashic Records or any questions you may have. What else? I've also got, those of you that have been following me will know this, but I also have my Akashic Records Immersion program is open for enrollment. It's a 6-week, 6-module deep dive on how to read and intuit your own Akashic Records. It's some serious intuitive development training in a way that's very easily digestible, so that you can access your own soul blueprint, your destiny, claim your sacred right to rewriting your destiny, rewriting what it is to be an awake and alive human in this life, so you can live a life that you dream of, that you're excited about, that you're happy with in every single way. What else do I want to say on that? So I still have the code running. It's 70% off right now with the code Ancestors on the checkout page. I'll leave a link in the description below for you guys to learn more about that program specifically. And I probably will go into it towards the end of the video. If you're interested, you can sit and watch through the whole thing, and I will take you through the elements of that program. What else do I want to say? Oh, also, oh my gosh, if you want to get your feet wet and you're not ready to jump yet in a full-blown training, I have a free little mini training. It's 8 videos on the Akashic Records. That link is down below as well. It's imemelina.com/training. And the full program, the deep dive that is 70% off, is at imemelina.com/akashic-records. Those are all the things I got going on right now. And I've also got a puppy in frame who is coming to hang out with me today. I'm very happy to have her with me and her presence. I'm not gonna lie, she's already made me cry a couple of times. Spirit has a funny way of getting to me with animals. They're like, I feel like dogs just like massage the deepest part of my heart space without my knowledge, and then like soul retrievals just start happening and tears happen, and it's a thing anyway. All of the things. She also looks just like my last dog. Her name is Lily. Lily. She's like, I'm taking a nap, you guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna tune into the Akashic Records and see what they want to start bringing through. What they don't tell you was the topic. Thanks for joining me, my loves. Those of you that are here now, those that watch later. I've been popping out a lot of Akashic Records videos that are all very interesting. They kind of floor me, the information that comes through. The one on spiritual bondage, I think, is very interesting. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can also find it on my YouTube channel. Claiming your dreams, and there was one I posted, I think, yesterday that was also really incredible. Anyway, look back through my feed, start watching those videos, because they're really, really very interesting if you're interested in Akashic Records work and intuitive development. Okay. Akashic Records. I'm in the collective of the Akashic Records of Humanity of light workers specifically, and they asked me to go into the records of those who are ready to begin working with their records, or that have soul contracts with the Akashic Records to do work in this lifetime with them. So the first thing they're telling me, let me just check it again. Say that again. Knowledge, they're saying knowledge is power, and what you don't know can hurt you, will hurt you, is what I'm being told. The knowledge, which I'm going to tap into and ask them for more, is access to understanding and remembering who you are at your most authentic states of awareness. I would call your soul, but it is your personal self and creative expression, which is an expression of your soul authentically. So can you guys tell me a little bit more? Knowledge is power. If you want more, If you want more power, you have to access more of the depth of who you are. So can you guys break that down? What are you saying knowledge is then? What they're saying to me is knowledge is the understanding of how you compartmentalize the many different aspects of yourself, what you show to certain people, what you hide, and when you decide to bring out the full buffet of who you are. They're like, stream through, we'll catch you, because I'm like trying to translate as I'm moving. This is a little less mental for me. They're giving it to me in code. Like when they say knowledge, when I felt the frequency of it, I was like, what is that? Doesn't feel like the typical word knowledge. So what does that mean? And they started breaking it down. So for them, when they say knowledge is power, they're not referring to the mental intellect, okay? When they say knowledge, they're really at the human level, I would describe this as heart-based confidence. It's a complete understanding of who you are and how you authentically express yourself. Not how you were taught to express yourself, okay? Not what was pulled out of you, not necessarily what was nurtured, what is true to you. And I'm gonna ask them to give me some examples. The truth, so they're saying, this is a little more esoteric of a channel, you guys. So they're saying the truth is in how you move. I'm just gonna have to break down their phrases into digestible human things. It depends. Some days they give me more human topics, other days I have to do a full translation process. Understanding how you move. Okay, can you guys break that down into digestible components, preferably 3 to 4? Also for you guys to know, when you work in your records or when you work with your higher self or you work channeling, delegation is like key. Like, yes, I can always channel big downloads of stream of conscious info, but when it doesn't come through like that, and it doesn't always come through like that, it's delegation. You like treat this stuff like a CEO. Just be like, listen, this is what I need. This is how I want you to break down. This is what's going to be digestible. Please give it to me in that format. And then they'll spit out the information in that format. So returning back to this heart space expression, 4 digestible aspects of knowing who you are, of learning how you be. The first is learning how you identify with your own pinnacle of authority. This has everything to do with your worldview and how you see through the lens of your own vision. When you're moving through the world, when you're taking action, when you're in perception, when you're in observation, what is it particularly that you are observing? What do you notice? If you were going to an airport, for example, and you were to be around hundreds and hundreds of people, what are your eyes taking in? What do you notice? What do you actually observe from the crowd? Whether it's at an airport, whether it's at a train station. They're showing me lots of transportation. So it's about being in big crowds of people, is how they're showing this to me, but this can come off in many different ways. The point that they're describing is that it comes down to when you're in front of a lot of people, what do you observe? What do you notice? And take note, because whatever the things are that you notice is a really comprehensive take or impression of your current worldview, and specifically the dominant worldview that lives in your subconscious. There's something about large crowds, getting in front of a lot of people, because it's almost like there's too much, what would I say that, stimuli. And when there's too much stimuli, your conscious mind shuts off, and then your subconscious mind starts reading. Whether or not you guys are officially psychic or think you are reading. When you're looking at people's postures, when you're looking at their facial expressions, the microfacial expression, like, what are you noticing in people? They're saying around the big crowds is great because it forces the subconscious to step forward. And a lot of you are pros at noticing good things in your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind is running 98% of your reality. So you really want to get familiar with what subconsciously am I identifying with? What is my subconscious worldview? And they're giving me the example of being in front of a number of people, and then for you to notice what it is that you're observing in order to identify your worldview. So are you observing like lower emotional states, like people crying, babies crying? Are you observing people running, people rushing? Are you observing, they're showing me like coffee like flying off, like negative circumstances? Okay, keep going. They're actually just taking me in a lot of, oh, this is the point. This is the point. They're like 98% of you are functioning on a subconscious program where when you're in front of a crowd of people, the subconscious is running automatically, and your worldview is a view of distrust. Your worldview is one of, I only notice the things that are off. And this is a collective program. It's not bad on you or anyone watching this. It's literally, this is the collective reptilian lower states of consciousness that are running a lot of the subconscious mind. You're programmed. You guys took me through that whole process just to, you could have just said this to me. This is like hilarious. They're funny sometimes. You're programmed to notice everything that goes wrong and everything that could go wrong so that you can quickly scan a crowd and identify threats. That's what your reptilian mind does. Where are you guys taking me with this? It's important to know the subtle differences between a threat and a loss. What is that? What are you guys showing me? I'm going to break this down again, but it's almost like they're describing a near miss, an almost missed opportunity. There's like a subtle difference between a threat of a loss and a near miss of an opportunity. They're showing me a really small keyhole. And I anticipate that this is a break in the veil between your conscious and subconscious mind. But they're showing me it as a keyhole where it would require quite a bit of your attention to refocus. Instead of on the threat, you're always going to be kind of focused there with this part of your mind, but it's like scanning not just for the threats. Your mind's always going to do that. Don't deny it. But it's realizing that there are other threats that are a different sort of threat. Literally, I'm just going to explain this the way they're downloading it through. They're showing a keyhole and they're calling it a near missed opportunity. So if you can identify quickly threats in the room, there are lesser evil threats and opportunity threats, okay? I guess I would say it that way. Negative threats and positive threats. If we took the word threat and made it a very gray territory, a gradient, and there was black and the white are the near miss opportunities, that would be perceived as a threat, but it's not the sort of threat that we are typically scanning a room for. This is an interesting message. They're saying the concrete aspects of the mind can identify core threats very easily, but is throwing the opportunities in the room into the threat category that looks very black but it's actually white. And what they're doing, and they're sending through transmission, so you'll be able to do this at your consciousness level, is they're providing you with the ability to, oh my gosh, I can like see this fabric. It's a consciousness fabric. This is an intuitive ability that you're going to be given to some level to be able to read it. It's a sensation, it's a texture of energy. To be able to read the difference between a threat that needs to be eliminated and a threat that needs to be claimed. Because the threat is a different sort of threat. It's an opportunity. They would call it an opportunity, but they're saying this specifically to help reprogram your subconscious mind, because the mind would categorize it as a threat. You guys are watching me in real time digest that. I've never thought this way. This is a totally new channel download, so I can't pull on my human experience to like make it faster or more mental for you. I'm literally getting this in real time and digesting it right now as I'm moving. So I'm just feeling the energy. Threat, but some threats are the biggest opportunities that are stepping forward in your life. The things that they don't tell you about the Akashic Records are that not all opportunities look like opportunity. They might look like threats, because it has to do with how your mind is able to discern between, how do I explain this? A threat is something unknown. It's something unfamiliar. Anything to the reptilian mind that is unfamiliar is officially labeled a threat. Anything that is a threat invokes a sensation of fear and goes into an automatic fight or flight response. This is automatic. This is unconscious behavior. You do not have control over it. There's a large ego and a large shadow component here, and they're not saying like bad humans. They're more like humans listen to what's going on subconsciously. It's a biological, like chemical process. It runs fight or flight in your body, which creates a chemical response, which then teaches the brain how to identify feast or famine. And they're saying what's happening in a scenario like this, why ever they're teaching us this, is that most of us are identifying opportunities as threats. So they're showing me the veil again. So the opportunity is the ability to you guys got to give me another example. I need something more human. Navigate. They're simply saying a lot of you are in dicey territory. As far as claiming your destiny and trying to get out of the karmic track that you're on, to get out of the ascension protocol that you've agreed to in this life. And they're telling me there are a lot of hoops, tricks of light, as opposed to tricks of darkness. How you work with your light and your energy to plan a rapid escape route. I'm going to have them go into that more, but they've had me on escape route protocols for like the last year, so I'm pretty familiar with that. Those are what we would call quantum jumps, but there's an immediacy and an urgency behind that sort of a quantum jump, because it means if you don't take the escape route, that 90% of your energy is going into one timeline that is a timeline that you, generally speaking, don't want to be on. It's not the highest. That jump matrix that I just described, the tricks, you're kind of tricking the light and moving through keyholes and dodging. They're telling me I have a ton of experience in, which I definitely do. So I'll try to explain from that point of view. They're showing it to me like a thief. You guys are going to have to just roll with the punches here, okay? Right now you're being a thief. But this is what you're thieving. This is what you're stealing. You're stealing your power back. This is really interesting. Holy shit. This is like rebel, like maverick, serious maverick territory. Okay, so apparently this is where I'm taking you guys, and this is how I'm leading, and this is whatever, this is what they're channeling through. It's just very interesting. All right, I'm here for it. Let me get my ego out of the way. I'm just like, what are you doing? So the way that they're describing a lot of how you will claim your destiny, because that's where they have me taking all of you, is about claiming your destiny contracts. You will always be protected so long as you are in integrity and you are watchful to threats and opportunities. That is always going to be the case as a human. What they want to help you get to is where you're identifying threats and opportunities subconsciously, and it doesn't have to be as conscious. Right now, it's going to have to be rather conscious because it's a new skill and you are not unconsciously competent yet. I am unconsciously competent with being able to read. I didn't realize how fast these moves are. These quantum leaps can require really, really fast physical and emotional moves so that you don't get tied up in someone else's web. It's almost like, whatever, bear with me. We'll just see where this goes. This is so weird. It's almost like you're in a spider web right now, which is the collective consciousness and the matrix that keeps your spiritual power locked in. And if you just like throw the shackles off and like start running, like that web starts to vibrate. All right. Oh, that's why they were showing me the texture earlier in the stream. Once that web of energy starts to vibrate, it leaves a vibrational trail that other entity types or groups can ride on. Oh. And then pre-plan obstacles to prevent your escape. And they are showing it to me as currency and as a certain level of like spiritual slavery. So each human produces a certain amount of spiritual current for the collective when their power is tied up. It's worth a certain amount of money, we could say, but it's spiritual energy, it's power. The collective is always ever guarding to keep the humans in the web, to keep the energy running as current into the collective. I'm not going to explain the whole thing because I don't remember it, but if you guys look up, no, it's not 100th Monkey. Wait, is it? No. Never mind. I don't have the example. I wish I did because I would give it to you. It was like perfect. But okay, so when you're claiming your destiny, bear with me, you guys. I'm just translating as quickly as I can because this is very new. All right, so you guys explain to me this process and do it without fear, okay? What happens, they're like, Emelina, you're guiding millions of people to go through and do this, like through my lifetime. I'm like, okay. So I'm teaching you how to unshackle yourself from the collective. When you start where you're, and I want to say you're always going to be protected. This is a specific transmission to help your subconscious mind acclimate to subconscious threats that you won't even identify consciously. Just hearing this message brings it to the forefront of your mind and your consciousness so that when those energetic threats show up, that you'll be able to quickly sort through them to find your key code or your pass through. They keep showing me the Underground Railroad too. So it's like you're in a matrix, you've agreed to be there, or you haven't, and you've been enslaved to some level. Obviously, also only take what resonates and leave the rest. This is a collective read. It is a very interesting read for the Akashic Records. I'm not pre-sorting it or pre-vetting it. This is coming in straight through. So take that with a grain of salt as well, just in case any of this doesn't resonate with you. But I will continue to stream through. They're showing me an Underground Railroad. They're showing me an automatic agreement or a stolen, where there's this position of slavery spiritually. When you're escaping, they are telling me it is an escape. I have made it very sexy in being like, you just claim your destiny. But what they're showing is that I have perfected my ability to create escape routes energetically to move through them because the discernment in my subconscious mind is so high that I'm doing it automatically. They're bringing it to your attention so that when you're in your meditations, your higher selves, your Akashic records will begin to nurture this automatic intuitive ability. She's literally running in her dreams right now, like escape route. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna cry. That one just hit me hard. Okay, so there's just, the subconscious works through the body. If you can get into any level of a that's a threat, fear scenario, your body produces the fight or flight chemicals, right? The adrenaline chemicals, which creates a biological environment that automatically controls your mind. So this doesn't even have to do with psychic attacks. Like, this shit is like your reptilian programming can trigger what opportunities you decide to claim or deny consciously because it is being triggered at the chemical body level, organically. And that is an imprint or a level of spiritual enslavement that keeps you in line with how you're supposed to act. They keep bringing up the slavery reference. So it's like, think of this as a slave. Like, you have to perform certain tasks, you have to do certain things. If you step out of line, don't like leave your caste system. Like, you can't elevate spiritually because you're gonna be punished, or whatever the program is at the collective level. Can you guys open that up a little bit more and provide a little alleviation? You know what they just said to me? This is how the Akashic Records work. They always tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. They said, Emelina, we know you're trying to play it safe because we know you're doing a live stream and you can't control this. And they said, but we need you to open up the can of worms just a little bit more. I said, okay. All right, I trust. I'm here for it. You're watching me be very uncomfortable moving through this process. Okay, bye. Don't leave. I'm kidding. Kidding, not kidding. All right, you guys. Tell me more. I am uncomfortable with this topic, but okay, tell me more. Oh, gosh. The microcosm and the macrocosm. You're watching me go through the process that they explained in the beginning of the stream. I'm immediately identifying this as a threat, and my body is, I can feel it. I'm getting nervous. It's literally producing adrenaline that's making me nervous, and it's making me say, but I don't know that I can say spiritual slavery and slavery a certain amount of times on stream. I don't know what people are gonna, how I can't be there for the whole process. Are you gonna facilitate? Like, it's triggering a lot within me right now. And they're saying that's the fucking point. So to re-emphasize, you're watching me right now go through the process of identifying threat versus opportunity, but they said a near missed opportunity. It's an escape route where when we're looking through the quantum, it's like scanning a room, like threat. But there are opportunities in some of those threats, like this one, and I don't know what the opportunity is yet, but they're moving me through something, right? And I just have to trust that. And that opportunity will look similar at the quantum intuitive level to a threat. So for you guys to understand, for me breaking this down, the threat for me are certain words that come with imprints, that come with energy. Like, slavery is not a word I even want to utter out of my mouth. I don't like it. Enslavement, like, these aren't things I want to do. Even like when they were showing me the Underground Railroad, there are just so many different energetic lines that come up that make me feel very nervous to read, because I don't know where it's going, because I can't control it. That's their point. I can't control it. That's how you're identifying this territory. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry again. I can feel that. That's how I know something's really hitting intuitively, because it's like pulling out of the depths of my soul right now. You guys will have to share with me what your experience is with this stream, but I can feel my soul coming through me. It's like she's uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. Okay, bring me back. How do you identify threats versus opportunities? They want you to think about this as an enslavement pattern. That's why they kept bringing up the Underground Railroad, because it's almost like we miss the understanding if we think we're already free. What we're living in are golden cages. We think we're free. We think we have control. Oh God, this is going in so many areas I didn't want to go into. We think we have control over our lives, because externally it looks like we can control a lot of things externally. Internally, how the body works, it's very easy to trigger an internal chemical cocktail that throws you on an automatic autopilot where you will enslave yourself. You don't need anyone to do it for you. There are no bullies outside that need to throw you back into your spiritual cage. You'll do it yourself, because our bodies are chemically programmed to do certain things under certain cocktails. So if that trigger, which is an imprint, it's generally going to be a fear or threat imprint, is triggered, the body will automatically go into an enslavement protocol. That is the collective program at the consciousness level. It's also programmed in the body. It is an imprint that we come in with. I really don't like this territory, you guys. You still want me to keep talking? Okay, hold on. Let me check in with them, because I'm just very uncomfortable. They're giving me alleviation. I literally just said, this is way too uncomfortable for me. I actually feel so out of my league that I feel threatened. And they just said, well done. That's like the next example. You're watching me go through a very spiritual process right now. I asked them to give me concrete lessons and they bypassed it to this. So you're really gonna have to let me know what you think, or what comes through for you. But I think what they're doing is they're using me as a human example to show you the entire process of actually how you navigate. You guys are watching me navigate this spiritually, intuitively, and at the human level, and that is how you navigate it. That's what they're showing, is like, look at Emelina's walk, and you'll be able to understand it and intuit it. So effectively, I just got so uncomfortable. I went in and I said, listen, like we could keep doing this, but I can feel at the body level, I'm nervous. I can feel that there's adrenaline that's been built up. And they said, congratulations. They were like, that's the next lesson. You just learned when to start asking for more safety. So there's this, okay. So it's being able to read between the lines of the adrenaline response. When is a threat actually safe? When is a threat actually an opportunity? And when does a threat become unsafe? And can you read intuitively that line? Because you'll never truly miss a full-blown opportunity. Like how you guys just watched me back off of it. They said, well, you just started going past the line of safety, and it's no longer an opportunity if you don't feel safe. So you have to feel uncomfortable enough, but safe enough to be able to walk forward safely. And there was a point that you guys just watched and experienced me do where I said, I no longer feel safe. And they were like, okay, sit back. We're going to pull back. We don't want you to not feel safe. That's the point. You have to be able to identify the opportunity that looks like a threat, and then be able to navigate very similarly to the way that I just did. And oh my gosh. Oh, I feel my whole body calming down. Like literally the adrenaline's just pouring out. Like it's leaving. I feel relaxed again. So you're going to be in situations and circumstances, and this isn't a weekly read, but they're just showing me, like, pay attention to where you receive that adrenaline response, to what and why. and explore it and say, is this a threat? Where is the threat? Is this a threat of a missed opportunity? If I don't take it, which I'm actually going to ask them now, what was the missed opportunity that I would have missed had I not taken this stream? They're saying the missed opportunity was the inability to read in between the lines. Can you read in between the lines, between what's safe and what's not safe? And for example, what they're saying to me is there's no way I would have been able to read that without it happening in real time with an audience. There's no way. That was the opportunity. So, as awkward as this has been for me, you guys are seeing how to read a situation like that without having to put yourself in that situation, without having the skills. I have the skills. That's why they just put me through it. Now, I don't know. I'm going to ask them to get very human again, and I might just get very demanding with them to show me why they took me through, like what benefit this gives you guys besides just like a fun esoteric exploration, which God knows we love them, but Emelina likes things to be human, concrete, understandable. Can you guys expand this, please? What's... I'm gonna cry. This is a healing ceremony. That's what's being done. They just sent me the codes and they showed me the map. Those of you that don't understand shamanic work, what I just did, what you just witnessed through this 36-minute stream up until this point, is I just created an antidote. And because I'm in, which is a medicine, okay? It's an escape route. And because I'm in the collective consciousness of light workers ready to work within their Akashic records, and literally my crown's lighting up. I can feel all of my chakra centers opening up. You're watching me do my healing work. I just didn't know I was doing it. So because I'm in that collective energy, I owned, but not from a place of ownership. I took responsibility over, or just placed myself in the collective as one of the collective, if that makes sense. I took ownership over the energy. Then they fed through a storyline for a problem that everyone in this collective has. And the problem is most of us are good at consciously unshackling the trauma, at consciously unshackling the spiritual enslavement, but then we end up re-enslaving ourselves because there are imprints, or what do they call them? I think imprint is the right word. Implants at the subconscious level, at the body level, that almost make us go on an automatic autopilot routine. Now, you won't have to focus on this training work much at all. This is a transmission. You were just given the medicine. I just didn't realize they were running me through a healing medicinal situation. They do this with me occasionally. I've just never done it on a live stream. Certainly not in this way. I do it in my real life sometimes. There are situations I go through. I'm like, why the hell did you put me through that? And my guides, like after I go through the whole thing, they're like, we needed you to create the healing matrix of conscious thought so that other people can pick it up when they need it, that are within the protocol of the grid as they wake up. This is a lot of my healing work. I'm a shaman. This is my shamanic ability. So they just threw me into a problem energetically. They saturated my energy fields in the collective enslavement. They made me repeat that word several times so it was very present in my energy field. And then essentially they said, you guys watched, my soul came through my heart, or heard it rather. That was my experience. And they said, Emelina, break the chains. They said, break it, do it. And I didn't know they were just like taking me through this protocol because I'm like a little child, and they're like, proop, 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 like dropping little carrots for me. But God knows I'm good at this work. So they said, break the enslavement patterns, get everyone out. And I said, okay. And the way you do it Again, this is a medicine. You've already received it. If you're watching the channel, especially up until now, you've received the download. It's the ability to have command over your body and to remove the implant that the body would automatically keep you enslaved into the automatic matrix, to give your power back up to the matrix rather than claim your own personal authority, which is the first thing they said in the stream. It doesn't, the Akashic records work in many different ways. They don't always come through logical. What's beautiful is they took us on this journey. Now they're bringing the logic back for me. So if you think about it like the Matrix, all right, we're going to go for Neo and the Matrix right now. The Matrix is the collective consciousness program, okay? It is a it's a structure of how humanity runs. It does require enslavement. In the Matrix, they plug in and they go into the Matrix. Their bodies are somewhere else. They're living some sort of a weird ass dream. They don't know they're connected or disconnected to their bodies. And they're in these little pods, if you guys remember from the Matrix, where they are food. Those pods are keeping the humans there to generate power. And that power feeds other much larger entity types that I'm not going to get into. I didn't realize I was going to rule break you guys out of this shit. Like, I would not have consciously agreed to this. But I'm here for it, and I know I'm safe. So, I just gave you the codes of the medicine through watching this to understand how to break out of the matrix and not have your body trick you back into the matrix. So it creates a level of safety and understanding consciously between the energetic separation between you and the matrix. You can engage with the matrix and not be food for the matrix. Generally speaking, that's how I function. I know a lot of people that do. But that understanding is understanding those subtle differences of threats that they were describing. Because once you leave the matrix, you're programmed to go back in. So it'll keep you into that level of enslavement. It's just so interesting. Can you guys make it a little more practical for me right now? For my viewers here? All right. This is the practicality. Those of you that have seen The Matrix, which is fucking everyone, I just gave you the Neo codes. All right, go dodge your fucking bullets. Like, you just got it. That's the God Seed code of awareness. We all have it. What they're showing me is that I could focus on activating the God Seed with you guys. Look at our confirmation. I could focus on activating the God Seed, but if you haven't broken free of the Matrix, activating your God Seed does very little because you're not going to actually get access to it. So they had me walk through the medicine, and this is also available. This is a collective healing in the Akashic Records, so it's actually available in the collective as well, separate from this video. That I just gave you the codes to pick up the fucking telephone line and beam yourself out. Okay? That's what they're showing me. If you want to go back into the Matrix, fine, have at it. But now you have the consciousness ability to know that that phone was ringing and there's an agent running by and you have to be able to, like, that's what they were showing me, escape route. There are a lot of agents. There are a lot of watchers. There are a lot. I'm nervous even saying this shit. I'm like, don't you dare attract that attention to me. They're like, you're good, sweetheart. You've been off grid for a long time. So it's like I'll call it the cheat codes, but it's a level of consciousness that helps you be able to create an escape route with your higher self, where your higher self almost dominates your energy, oversaturates it so that you feel more of yourself in your energy than you feel of the matrix, because you have to be able to feel totally saturated in your own personal energy, your soul energy, in order to know what you are not. You have to be so saturated. That's what they're saying to me, such strength in a soul connection And they're showing me these yellow, actually this is what happens when you go into your Akashic records. They're showing me these yellow golden pillars surrounding you, allowing you to feel the separation between your energy and the energy of everything else that's created at the matrix level. There are two aspects of creation. I'm not going to dive into all of it in this video, but just to kind of gloss over it. There's the matrix, which is the mental created, they're saying prison. The mental created system for how things run at the collective level. Then there's the God seed. Okay, we can call this the Christ consciousness. Your Christic light body. And that creates on its own protocol. It's not controlling, it's well, it's managed by God, source. It's managed by infinite intelligence. The matrix is not managed by infinite intelligence. It's managed by the rules of the matrix. Infinite intelligence will work through the rules of the matrix, but the rules of the matrix run on power levels for which entities have more power over what, and it runs on an autopilot. They're showing me it like a closed track or closed system. Oh my gosh. Get that shit out of my throat. All right, we'll do it. They're showing me the matrix as a closed track, as if you were to get a toy trains. Oh my God. And put the toy trains together, and you have a track, and that track is a closed loop. That's the matrix, okay? Separate from the trains that you bought and put together, there is real life. Like literally, I have plants around me. There are other things happening outside of that closed loop. That's God source. That's infinite intelligence. It was a really beautiful stream because they're bringing all of our attention. Maybe some of you don't know that there was a difference. I've been running on the God source side for a long time. Just get it out. I don't think that's mine. I think it's collective, but I don't want it. Like, get it out. You guys want to tell me about that? Because that felt intense. They're just telling me I'm wielding my power to speak my truth, but this is also the truth on behalf of all that need to be able to speak their truth. Oh my gosh. You guys, honestly, the level of healing work I've done in this live stream, I'm going to have to go into recovery tonight. I can feel it. I'm like, whoa. Like, oh, I can feel it energetically. Crash, boom, bang. Well, I think I just broke your ass out of the matrix, so I mean, that's good. You didn't even have to pay me to do that. Oh my gosh. Do you guys have anything else? Right on target. They're like, you just go. If you want to dive deeper, she said, if you want to dive deeper and you feel guided, hang out with the puppy. No, jump into my Akashic Records Immersion program. This is a taste. The entire program is a big energetic medicine. It is programmed by me as a shaman to help you claim your destiny, your right to your sacred life, your right to your best life, which is, for me, is hanging out with sweet ones like this one. She's so sweet. She's so sweet. What a wild ride you guys just took with me today. Anyway, Akashic Records Immersion is open for enrollment. It's 70% off with the code ANCESTORS. I do take you through activations and transmissions as a healer, where I'm guiding you into your Akashic Records to develop your psychic skills, your intuitive abilities in a very, very safe way. That's been my practice. It's been extraordinarily important to me because when I was a kid, I had psychic gifts that I didn't fine-tune or develop consciously. But I'll tell you, they were real good survival tools. But I didn't work on them really consciously because I was so afraid of, like, I don't know, people, the things I heard in my family and stuff, they'd be like, you're gonna see ghosts, like, your grandmother used to see ghosts. And I'm like, I don't want to see any ghosts. I don't want any of that. That sounds disgusting. I'm like, I don't, and no offense to those of you that see ghosts, have at it. That's not my vibe. I'm like, no apparitions. I mean, at this point, maybe you could bring me like a cool, like, angelic apparition. I'd be here for it. But I got freaked out by a lot of paranormal activity type things that I would hear. So I didn't explore my psychic gifts because I was terrified, as children are frequently. I was like, what? Like, also because I knew that nobody in my environment was going to be able to teach me what to do with that, and I didn't want to be traumatized. So I shut off a lot of my psychic gifts and my ability to navigate. This happens with a lot of people because when we start doing psychic work, it's not all good. The astral plane, especially the lower astral plane, is filled with fucking monsters, you guys. Like everybody's shadow is up there freaking wreaking havoc. It's a nightmare. Anyway, my point of describing that is to tell you that not all psychic work is healthy. In fact, a lot of it's not. A lot of it is. It takes a lot of discernment. It does take an expert to show you how to get through it. I have hired many psychic coaches throughout my career to help me to fine-tune those skills that I needed because I wasn't going to be able to do it by myself. I wasn't capable. I was capable of exercising the amount that I could, but you don't know what you don't know. And what they said at the beginning of the stream is, what you don't know will hurt you. Because you don't, because you're like a child walking into, like, if you're psychically reading thoughts, if you're like telepathic naturally and you go into the lower astral plane, which is where a lot of the psychic activity is happening, what you don't know will hurt you. That shit will bite you in the ass. Like, are you reading accurately? Yes. Is it highly dangerous? Yes. They're showing me for you guys to understand that it's like a minefield. It's like, oh my God, wow, the Matrix really did read it right, huh? If you guys remember the Matrix, like what they have to go to the inner core of Earth. I can't remember. Anyway, wherever their ships are and shit, like the outer core of the Earth or the planet they were on, maybe it was Earth, was completely destroyed in an apocalypse. That's what the lower astral plane looks like. So if you're like psychically exploring, like, it's a minefield. You're gonna catch a disease. Like, just stay out. Anyway, I'm saying all of that because the training that I give you in my program is safe. It is sacred, intuitive training. It is managed by God source intelligence. I teach you how to lean on your own guides and how to know with discernment, high levels of discernment, what is right for you and what is not. You have to trust yourself through this process. Without self-trust, you could over-rely on your guides even. I can't even tell you the level of codependency I've had. I changed it from humans to my spirit guides at some point, and then they booted me out of the nest at some point. They were like, Emelina, enough. Like, you can think for yourself. And because I've had to go through this process, I'm very good at teaching it. I will teach you how to trust yourself. I will teach you how to understand your intuitive abilities, to understand the subtleties of the psychic information. It comes through in many different ways for many different people. As you start accessing your Akashic records, your intuitive abilities will be fine-tuned. They will be amplified in a way that is safest for you to receive. That is different for everyone. Some of my clients really wanted clairvoyant abilities like what I have. And it's even funny because even as I say that, I'm like, yeah, I'm clairvoyant, but I've met people that are way more clairvoyant than me. And I'm like, oh God, I wish I had those abilities. You know, it's like, so it's all relative. You're met with what you can handle. They're not going to give you too much power than you can handle with your ego, with your identity, emotionally. You're met with what you can handle. Like what I was saying about the ghosts, bringing it back to that. I couldn't handle that. I cannot handle physical apparitions. Like, it shit freaks me out. That would put me, like, I would freak out, you guys. I see everything in my third eye. Like... A few weeks ago, I did ask for some prayers from someone because I was like moving through something really, really arduous. And I did see a breeze go through my apartment and I knew an angel walked into the room. And I was like, wow, cool. And I saw said angelic in my third eye. had the angel actually physically walked into the room, I don't know what the fuck she would have done. Maybe I would have been carted off to a hospital. We're not sure. So anyway, but there are other people, I'm just giving you the example. There are other people that have had apparitions and that aren't freaked out by them. And spirit will meet you right where you are, right in your psychic abilities. There's a reason why certain abilities are enhanced and certain abilities aren't given to you based on what you can handle consciously and what your ego can get behind without freaking you the F out. Anyway, all that to say, it's all very, very, very safe. The transmission that I give, that I teach, my personal experience with the Akashic Records, which is what you're leaning on in my program, is my energetic experience, my energetic medicine. Not all Akashic Records practitioners are shamans. There's a wide array of how the Akashic Records can be read. I am a shaman. The Akashic Records are the healing modality tool that I use to help cultivate each person individually to step into their greatness, to step into their power, to step in their destiny in a way where I'm not getting in the way and I'm not teaching you a system that's you have to do it exactly this way for anything. It's really just I cultivate in this training you working with your ascended master team so that you can rely on your own spiritual guidance over anyone else's. And my tagline is like, you are your own guru, you are the miracle in your life. If you've been praying for a miracle, you've been asking for a miracle, you've been asking for a change, you want a transformation, you've been asking for things to change in your life, you have been down on your fucking knees again and again and again, praying to God, crying to God. You're the miracle, sweetheart. This program is about I teach you how to access your power in your realization that you are the miracle, that there is no weird ass like random handout that is going to come in and save you from your life. That handout is you. It's your consciousness. It's your power. It's your awakening. It's your understanding of what you want, what you have, being grateful, understanding that maybe you're in a position in your life where you're grateful for nothing, and that's beautiful too, because that means you could start changing some things so that you can, it's like clarity on what you want so that you can start going after what you want. There is always effort and work required at all levels of this game. There is no pill that you are just going to take and just be swept up and spirit's going to be like, oh, you're taken care of now. And I do, we'll touch on this more and more videos, but spiritual communities have gotten very, very egoically spiritual. Like, how do I explain this? It's just another version of the ego, you guys. It's like you can't just like manifest your way out of challenge. like you're gonna be met with it. You can't just manifest your way out of the matrix. There are enslavement protocols. Like you you have to know what the fuck is going on. And you have to actually be willing and dedicated to the work and to the practice. And a lot of that willingness is understanding with a high level, a severe level of discernment, extraordinary discernment to stay safe and to understand what safety feels like so that when something's not safe, you know, and you have a fast exit or a fast escape route. They're bringing the escape route back to me. Hold on, is it that I'm teaching you guys? I am teaching you guys the escape routes. I just gave you one, and again, they're like reinforcing. You didn't even have to pay me. Like I don't hold anything back from you guys. That's a lot of my integrity. The reason why I'm not sticky with my sales process, the reason why I'm not sticky with anything that I do is because I give freedom. I make sure I give freely. They know that. They gave that to you because you deserve it inherently. If you feel guided to dive deeper, then we can do a transaction and I will take you deeper. But the really important access codes they're giving you guys access to. Now, whether or not that's conscious and how you work with it and how you work it, that's more of a training program like what I'm suggesting. Again, only if you feel guided. You will know, okay? You'll know based on a stream like this, based on any of the streams that I've been doing around the Akashic Records recently. You'll know in your heart of hearts if this shit is meant for you. And I'm being kind of like flippant on purpose. Like, there's no, you don't need to prop it up and be like, oh, one day, oh, I'm not that spiritual. Oh, I don't know if I'm psychic enough. Oh, that's like way out of my league. No, sweetheart, I teach things real human. Real human. Right? Or real dog. You're just blessing my live stream right now. Yeah. She's like, I want to go home. Yeah, okay. I'll end in a second. I'll take you home. You can look at them and give them your big eyes. Your big gorgeous eyes. She's like, you guys, I think we're done. What else do I want to say to you? What else do the Akashic Records need to say? It's either for you or it's not. If it's for you, sign up. If there's any, here's what I'll say, is that generally working with the Akashic Records pretty much always requires a leap of consciousness. Even if you have the money, there can be this fear behind it. And a lot of people that will manifest financial issues or like relate it to a financial problem because it's a big responsibility to the self to claim your spiritual power, to claim everything that you are. And that can feel scary. That can feel like it's a big leap. That can feel like it's a financial leap, which is just like the ego's mind way of saying, this is hard for me. Let me try to understand that. And there's no denial to anyone that's in financial hardship. It's more just understand that there is a leap with this material. It's just part of the initiation. The hero's journey. There is an initiation when you start doing your spiritual work. And if you've been doing your spiritual work for a long time and this is like the next step, that's another initiation. Like when I read my own Akashic Records for a few years and then I jumped into, I've taken a couple of courses with amazing instructors that teach very differently than me. And at each program, I felt this like, it was a huge leap for me. It was a huge leap for me. And I would say it was financial, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. It literally was like me being freaked out at the idea that my life would change. Me being freaked out at the idea that I would have, if I did this, I don't know, but if I have that much responsibility, then I can't complain to spirit anymore. Then I can't throw my hands up and be like, why God did you do this to me? Because then I'd have to actually fucking do something about it. There's no pill. There's no pill. There's no pill you could take to make struggle and challenge go away. There's no pill to take to all of a sudden live your dream life. There's work, there's daily practice. It is a practice, it is awareness, it is consciousness, it is highly spiritual, and then understanding how to move that spiritual progress using daily micro action steps into your life every day as a practice. Rinse and repeat, baby. So anyway, that's to say, if you're feeling like this program is for you and you want to jump and you feel like the butterflies in the jump, that's normal. That's the spiritual initiation. You can also always take my free training below and actually go into your own Akashic Records and sit there with your higher self, call in your higher self. An intention is enough, and say, is this program right for me? What do I need to know about this? Feel into your heart space and make the decision from your own personal trust and awareness, alignment and understanding of your own meditation practice. Like, feel it out for you. Make the decision for you. I feel like they had something else. Spirit's moving through the dog. Spirit's like, Emelina, get off stream. Like, we're done. You're done. Dog's gotta go for a walk. Okay. Let me just check in. I think I'm just going to close it there. If you are interested, if this does feel right for you, go ahead and check out the program. If you have any questions, send me an email at wearewokaf@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer any questions for you. I'm going to be running the promotion for another few days, I think till the 15th, 16th-ish of July. That's what I've got for you guys there. As always, if this is also no pressure. If this isn't for you, don't worry about it. I'm continually going to talk about these things. I don't go as deep as my program, but I will make available whatever levels of healing I can publicly for free in my little training programs and my bundles, coaching, and the whole 9 yards, all of the things. I'm here for all of it, for every level of support that I can offer, possibly for you guys. I'm gonna check the comments. Let me know what's going on. You guys got the real deal today. Can we also, like, I've been trying to, like, not understand, but I feel like, not kind of, the last couple of years, I've been like, what is, like, how do you really speak your truth authentically without holding back, removing inhibition? And I'll tell you, live streaming has been literally that, because I can't wiggle my way out. Like, it's different when you pre-record stuff, because you can shoot the whole thing and then decide to edit it later. But you guys see, like, this is the real me. I know you know that, but I'm just, like, pressing it even more. It's like, wow, live streaming really does make you think on your feet. And I do have to handle things, like, in the moment for myself, like, my own emotional awareness. And, like, should I be saying this? Well, this is spirit. I'm so happy you were in here. Thank you for those of you that are in here for watching. Feel free to go back if you missed anything. Oh, I love you guys so much. Another powerful stream. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your light, for being here. This is always a collaborative effort, you know, like the Akashic Records had me run you guys through an escape hatch protocol energetically, because you guys need it, because a certain amount of you are asking for it, or we're struggling in that way energetically. And they're like, Emelina will show up on stream and do this. Like, we can do that through her. Like, here's some gold coins. Enjoy your escape hatch. Get out of the matrix, damn it. I think maybe in the future, can we call me like the Matrix escape ninja? I like train other ninjas. I don't know, this shit's fun for me. Okay, that's what I got for you. If you're interested in the program, go check the link out in the description below. Was there anything else? I think that's it. Right, sweetie? I think that's it. Yeah, she's like, we gotta go. I gotta use the restroom. Okay. I love you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the Akashic Records download. Feel free to journal, because that was a full transmission. And I will see you guys soon. Yes, love that. Matrix Escape Ninja Master. I'm here for it. Alrighty, love you guys. Bye.